Welcome to another episode of Tech Notice. In this episode of Tech Notice, we are checking out an ND filter by JJC. Come in. I have here a JJC ND filter, which is a variable ND filter. It takes you from ND2 to ND approximately 400. So why do you need this? This is the question, right? Well, the photographers maybe don't need this, but the video guys need it to keep the shutter speed at the right shutter speed, which is double the frame rate. You often, when you're shooting outside and you want the bokeh look, and there is a very light very bright sunshine outside, then your movie is just overexposed. Everything looks white, and you know, I can show you over here. Let's turn this on. Okay. Okay, I can't overexpose it. So what does overexposed look like? Okay, Oliver, can you turn up the ISO on this? Overexposed looks something like this. Yeah? What is this ISO? Okay, this is ISO 5000, guys. This is overexposed. Let's put it back. First of all, I like the box. Looks very smart. Now, this ND filter is 82 millimeters. And why I asked them to send me this one is because when I get this one, I can adapt it to every single lens. Because as far as I know, 82 millimeters diameter is the widest that lenses are. Actually, maybe 600 millimeters or something are even bigger. But the 70 to 200, I think, should be 82 millimeters. But you're thinking, oh, but your camera is 67 millimeters. How can you adapt it? Well, that's why we have these things over here. These are step-up rings. So mine is 67. If you put a bigger one on, it doesn't matter. Obviously, you can't put a smaller one on. I could get a downscale as well, but then you would see just the black edges, which doesn't make any sense. But if you have a bigger one, you can obviously scale it bigger. So this is 82 millimeters. Let's screw it in here. Okay, let's see if it goes constantly around. Okay, basically this ND filter goes round and round and round. You see from the side you have these little markers here that say maximum and minimum. And if you go through these knobs, they're very good guidelines. If I'm on the first dot next to minimum, then this is ND2, I would guess. And then when I go to the last one over here, then it's ND400, something around there. If I keep going this way, then it starts to go down again. So it like kind of goes around. I wish there was only a way that you know, you can't go over the maximum or below the minimum, because then you always know that it works this much. When you don't have this little arrow and you're somewhere around there, it gets a little bit confusing. So I would prefer if the ND filter, you know, only had maximum minimum points and it will only rotate in that section of the circle. But let's put it on so you would see how much this changes the image. So what do we have? 67, yes, that's right. Okay, Oliver, can you turn this to ISO 5000 again? So, is it overexposed?
Oh yeah.
Let me just screw this on. Little sunglasses for you guys. How's that? Is this better? Is it too much? It's still overexposed. What about now? Good? More?
Less, yeah.
Okay guys, can you see this now, the difference from this to being not overexposed? So, let me see, the third one from the top. Okay, see that? Overexposed. Not overexposed. This changes your video game. This is amazing. Now, the only thing that I'm usually concerned is that the more expensive ones have very good glass and it doesn't change the image quality. So I'm gonna put some of the footage from this footage here where this is on, and I'm gonna compare it to when I'm taking it off, and we're gonna zoom in. I'm about the same distance from the camera, and I'm gonna zoom in and show you if there is any change in the picture quality on the edges, around the middle. It probably is gonna give a little vignette kind of feel, but this is usually, that's what it is. Okay, what we have here is the filter on, and when we look at the picture we can see that on the corners we can see this like little vignette, you think, but actually guys, this is not the filter's problem, this was my fault. What I had on my lens was I had the UV filter, and then I mounted the step down rings on top of that, which means that the step down rings don't actually widen the lens perfectly anymore, because it's too far from the lens hood. So I should have taken the UV filter off, which I didn't, and that's why you see these black darker vignette corners on the sides. Now when we look at the filter off one, then we see that it looks fine. There is really nothing that we can say bad about. But when we zoom more in, we can see that one with the filter off is much whiter than the one that when the filter is on looks so much yellower. There is actually color temperature. When you look at the pictures closely, you can see that one has a much whiter tint on than the other one. Now when we zoom even more in, then we can see that the one when the filter is on, there is little sharpness loss. When you look at the beard, my beard over there, you can see that when the filter is off, you can clearly see that there is beards and, you know, the little hairs. But when the filter is on, it becomes just a little bit fuzzy. When you zoom really in, it loses a bit of sharpness very close in. The same thing is when you look at the eyebrows. You can see that on one of the pictures it's so much sharper than the other one. Let me see what it is there. There is a double-sided coating, anti-static coating, a Japanese optical glass. I guess that is good. It reduces the light. It's got anti-scratch coating, aluminium frame, and oil and water resistant anti-fingerprint coating. That is very nice as well. That is very, very, very good. So guys, this is an ND filter. Plus, if you look over there, then it looks so much cooler when you see a big lens filter like this. It makes everything look so much cooler. So guys, let me show you with this one. Okay guys, it looks so much cooler when you have this cool filter on. When you look at it from here, it's nice to look in the camera when you have something big over there. It's pretty cool. This is ND filter from JJC. Thank you so much guys for watching this episode of Tech Notice, where we checked out an ND filter. An ND filter, yeah. As always, the links of these products are in the description, so if you want to check them out and buy them, the links are in the description. You can find them yourself with some more of the specs and stuff from the actual manufacturer. So thank you for subscribing. If you haven't yet, you can subscribe because there's videos out every single Friday, 6 p.m. UK time. So stay tuned. If you think this was a good video, give it a thumbs up, and also feel free to leave a comment what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.